Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be continuing with the Mars series. As I've already said, Mars is a nocturnal planet, which means that is one of those planets that is very difficult to understand logically, but we can really feel the power of Mars whenever we are angry or whenever we are, attuned to another person. When you're into somebody. That's how you can connect with your Mars. Mars is your animal instinct. It's that masculine yang part of your personality, of your being. It is the more unconscious part of your ego. Whereas your sun is a part of your ego that you can logically connect to. Mars is something that you can only connect to on a visceral level. Mars feelings are those that overtake you when you're in a fight, when you're having a disagreement with somebody, when somebody does something that just like irritates you, they're irritating your Mars. That's what they're coming into contact with. Not only that, but your Mars is also, turned on whenever you're connecting with somebody who is just, they're pressing the right buttons and your Mars is being like a little antenna. It's like ding, ding, ding. It's like aware. That's your Mars. So we're going to talk a little bit about the things that make Mars happy, so the things that turn Mars on, and the things that take them off, or the things that are turn-offs for the particular Mars sign. So today we're going to talk about Mars in Gemini. So Mars in Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which means that it's being ruled by the mind. So Mars in Gemini is going to be very cerebral, and they're going to be very quick. Because the quickest planet, the quickest sign, is Aries, that rules Mars. Gemini is another really quick sign. So Mars in Gemini is going to process information very quickly and act very quickly because it has that ability to process everything through the mind and take action very fast. People with Mars in Gemini have a lot of very curious energy. Gemini generally is a curious sign. They like to get into a lot of things and they always are wondering what's going on. So Mars, your drive, your ego, it is the part of you that kind of gets you the things that you want. So the things that your sun wants, or that your moon wants, the one that gets it is your Mars. So Mars in Gemini is always trying to figure out how they can get what they want. Sometimes Mars and Gemini can have a hard time focusing on what exactly it is that they want because they're always considering all the options. Whereas somebody might just see one or two options, Mars and Gemini sees all the possibilities and all the way that things can go wrong, things can go right, which thing could be more exciting, which thing will bring about the most fun. Those are all the things that are going through a Mars and Gemini's mind right before they act. They're very fast learners because they are learning through their action. So Mars is your action, and since Gemini is very cerebral, they're going to be processing the things that they're doing and being like, oh yeah, this works, this doesn't work, that works, I'm gonna try that other thing. And I'm trying to talk faster, but I really can't match a Gemini. Lastly, they're very sensitive to the environment because they're always looking to learn new things. They're always paying attention to everything and they're always very attuned to the subtle energies that are changing around them. So if anybody has like a sudden change of mood, if somebody changes their posture a little bit, if their partner doesn't respond well to something that they've just done, they're going to be aware of it. Because, like I said, I've already mentioned that I think that they're kind of like, they have little antennas. There are a few signs that I claim have antennas, and Gemini is one of them. So what takes off on Mars and Gemini? They really absolutely hate being caged in, being told that they can't do something, that they can't explore a certain avenue. They're absolutely going to be just annoyed by that. They don't like that. They don't like being limited in any sort of way because they don't like their mind to be limited. And when their mind is connecting to their action, to their ability to act, which is Mars, they're just going to be restless, and you don't want a restless Gemini because a restless Gemini will get into trouble, guaranteed. Another thing that really ticks them off is being treated like they're incapable of doing something, like they're too dumb, because as I said, their ability to do things connects with their intellect. So they need to know that that they could figure out how to do something, how to do whatever thing it is that they want to do or that you want them to do. Okay, so now let's move into what do they like? What turns them on? So, in case it's not already clear, Gemini loves variety. They love to spice it up. They are the true samplers of the world. They like to sample a variety of different things. And if you are a person who doesn't like variety, who Taurus likes to do the same thing, tried and true, a Gemini Mars might not be for you. They might struggle with that, okay? Because they really like variety. That really keeps them engaged. And they always need to be engaged because if not, they get bored and then they get into trouble. They really like to have their options. Another thing that Gemini Mars really likes, and just Geminis in general, they really like words. So they like people who are able to wordplay with them or, you know, use your imagination. What I mean by words. They like words. They do. They're really good with words. They like riddles in any sense. Anything that requires multiple approaches, anything that requires you to adjust things and to figure things out, they're going to like that because they like to use their mind to get things done. So, and I mean, we all use our mind to get things done, but not in the way that a Gemini does. Like Gemini does it in such a way that is very crafty and they come up with very creative ideas and creative ways of doing things. So anything that is going to like intrigue them and get them thinking, they're going to be into that. They also like contrasts. So think about doing two things at once or doing like, the only thing I can think of right now is like eating like a warm brownie with like cold ice cream on top because the contrast, like it's variety and it's stimulating two parts of your nervous system. Gemini people, Mars and Gemini people, really into stuff like that. Anything that just like makes them go like, whoa. Stuff like that. Lastly, Mars and Gemini really likes trying on different roles because remember that Mercury is the shapeshifter. Mercury is that trickster energy, that trickster vibe. So Gemini through Mars really likes to do things in different ways every time. They're not going to like to do the same thing the same way every single time. So trying on different roles is something that Mars and Gemini is going to be into. Lastly, what turns them off? What do they not like in a partner? So they don't like somebody who's closed-minded. Obviously, as I've already said, they love trying different things and to have variety. So if you have somebody who's closed-minded and doesn't want to try any of the hundreds of things that Mars and Gemini is going to want to try, they're not going to like it. They're not going to be very happy. So that's bad. And I don't have much else to say. They don't like stubbornness, they don't like closed-mindedness, and they don't like doing the same thing all the time. You're gonna have to keep their mind engaged. You're going to have to keep them engaged altogether, keep them stimulated because an understimulated Mars and Gemini is going to find stimulation somewhere. They're going to, because they need it. Like they need to get a lot of stimulation. They need to have fun. Okay, these people can be flirts and they can have, it doesn't mean that they fall in love with other people, but they do have a tendency to need that variety. And people with a lot of Gemini in their chart can be like, they can date a lot of people in their lifetime and not stick to them. Because they touch very lightly wherever they go. They touch very lightly wherever they go. So they don't feel the need to stay stuck on somebody. So that's the video for today, guys. If you liked it, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. I put out astrology videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next one.